Welcome everyone to another edition of In My Cousin's Basement. Of course, we are in my cousin's basement right now as he hits his mic stand. How's it going today, Mr. Randy Man?
It's going good. How you doing, Mr. Timothy?
Same old, nothing exciting. So, what's on the agenda for today?
Well, since it is December, I think, I thought we would do something on December, yeah. Just talk about Christmas maybe, Christmas movies.
Snow.
What's been going on
Black
during Christmas,
Friday.
Black Friday.
People that piss you off at Black Fridays.
What people may piss you off on Black Friday. I don't know, maybe share holiday traditions and stuff, like things you do, things that you see that people do.
Right.
People putting up Christmas lights earlier than, supposed to.
The day after Halloween.
Day after Halloween.
Or even, if you're smart, people actually have seen that they leave their Halloween decorations up, but they kind of make it the Christmas colors. Like they'll put the orange and purple lights out, but then they'll also find the red ones and blue ones, whatever, and make it like it didn't happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's funny because there's a guy down the street, which I think is actually really intelligent what he did, and I think I might do this down the road.
Yeah.
Is he put up Christmas lights on his house in October?
Yeah.
But he can change each individual bulb on the lights. They're more expensive, but
oh wow,
it's kind of like the Christmas trees or anything else. Those like lights are not fluorescent, but they have they're LED bulbs, right?
Yeah.
And you can have an app with it, and you can change them. So he made them like orange and
there
black,
you go.
whatever.
Yeah.
And he left them on until Christmas. Boom.
Hey, there you go.
I asked him about it. He probably spent, I don't know, between like $200 or $300, but it's investment. Cause
exactly.
He's like, I'm going to put them up once, and I got to take them down, after New Year's. And it's like,
if he's
really intelligent.
If he's smart, I mean, if you could leave them up past that, because leave them all red for Valentine's Day, you got green for Patty's Day, me personally, I would leave them all up if they could.
Yeah, I think so too.
There we go.
Yeah, thanks. I've dealt with Christmas lights now I didn't do it at my mom and dad's house ever, but it was always tradition. My dad always put them up, right? And all the neighbors always do it, and some people are a little bit more crazy than anybody else, which is normal and fine. I think my biggest thing was after having a house and be like, oh, this sucks, but then when everybody else in the neighborhood does it, you're like, oh, I kind of want to do it. And we didn't have kids at all, but they're talking about holiday and Christmas tradition for a moment. I always grew up with lights, and lights always brought me happiness, and it's nostalgic. Obviously, there's a big nostalgic feel for a lot of people during the holidays. So to me, it was always important to have Christmas lights. That's why people have Christmas trees or whatever traditions you did with your family. And so I'd put them up, but then after a while, you start learning the tricks of putting them up, right? So it's like you don't have a lot of pocket change in your first home owner. Most people, I'd say, not everybody. I'd hand-me-down lights. Like I got old lights from like my father-in-law, my mom and dad, and I just put them together and made Christmas lights work. Like I mixed and matched Christmas lights.
Why not? Shit.
And they actually looked pretty good.
Yeah.
But by the second year, half the lights were dead. And
so
I was like, fuck this. So long story short of it was, I ended up buying lights. They were LED bulbs, they're newer ones, and they went up really quick and came out really quick. But then I realized that the worst part about it was doing those flips, and it's like someone's had to invent something. We're in close to 2021. Someone had to invent something, or 2020. I'm talking about back in the day, like 15 or 16 before I moved to my new house, and come to find out nobody had anything out there like that yet. Unless you're spending real high dollar money on it. So like, we'll speed up till today, 2020 and 21. I'm looking around, and of course, where else would I find it on Amazon? And I go on there, and some guy's showing some review of like, hey, these are the best Christmas lights if you're a dad and like to hang them up. And I'm looking at them. Well, they're LED bulbs with the built-in clips, and they have a warranty on them. I'm like, this sounds like it has my name on it. So it's like it has like the paper bag clips. You put it around like a Doritos bag or something.
Yeah.
It's really strong. So I put up my Christmas lights, dude. It took me, no joke, my entire roof, and I only have a one-story roof. 20 to 25 minutes.
Wow.
Right? And to pull them down is even quicker. And then they give you like a little roller thing to roll them up.
Oh,
so you don't mess them all up. So to me, it was a no-brainer. It's like, I'm going to spend this. Now I spent $150 on it, but it was a good investment.
Yeah.
So,
long-term too.
And then I'm looking around my neighbors watching them. They saw me the day after Halloween. They're like, you can't do that. You can't be putting them up. Like, it's giving me shit or whatever.
Like, fuck you, watch me.
And then they're like, hey, what kind of Christmas lights you got there hanging up, right? Like, it was cool. I see a couple of them, they're still doing the old traditional way. And I was like, man, you're so sucker. It's like you only have to do it one or times, and it's like I've been in the roof too many times where it's freezing cold. I'll freeze my ass off, and to see how bad it sucks, and those things get brittle, and your hands are frozen. You have to come on down the roof, up and down, up and down.
Right.
Best money I've ever spent during Christmas was this, you know.
Well, see, that's what I mean. There's some people around our neighborhood. They were smart people. They were the ones that put up like a Jack Skellington or an Oogie Boogie for Halloween, and they just left it up. You know, which is really smart because you can mix holidays like that. And even there's one guy who's got one of those 30-foot skeletons or whatever the hell it is, 10, 20-foot, whatever it is, and he put a Santa suit on it, and it had a light, I think of lights dangling from his roof to the skeleton, so it looks like the skeleton's putting lights up. You know, people like that. I like those creative people that do stuff like that, and it's, to me, that's just great. It shows creativity. I'm always a sucker for something creative. It may look dumb to a lot of people, but other people it doesn't. And it's smart because you don't have to take the damn thing down, because I'm pretty sure you're trying to take down a 30-foot skeleton and then trying to figure out where to put the damn thing.
So I saw some guy really intelligent. I mean, everything comes down to cost and money, right?
Of course.
I mean, if everybody had money, people would do the most convenient thing that made the most sense.
Of course.
Well, now this guy invented, it might be around for a while. I just might just finally discovered them. LED built-in lights on your gutters. So you buy the gutters and put some around your house, right? It's front house, but some people do it all around their house. Right, I don't know. And I saw it on YouTube, and I was like, what the hell's going on? And they're LED bulbs they're put in there, and they're smart controlled from your phone and whatever, and they have come with a warranty, but they're super expensive, obviously. And they're proprietary, so you have to probably pay these people to come out and do it, whatever, because money grab with that. But anytime there's a holiday tradition, you know, St. Patty's Day, Valentine's Day, whatever, you do red, whatever color you want. I was like, this is really cool. You don't have to get on the roof, and they're pretty bright compared to Christmas bulbs. Now, obviously, Christmas bulbs are probably a little bit brighter, but still.
Well, you get the LEDs, so they're going to be brighter anyway.
And they're solar powered.
Yeah, exactly.
Right,
even
so in the wintertime, if you don't have sun, it kind of sucks. But I don't know.
That's how the flashlight.
I don't know. Exactly. I don't know how it works. I don't know if it stores energy or not.
Right.
I thought that was cool. I thought that was another thing I saw. You know, in the day of technology, we should all have kind of stuff like this. But then you got the people that during Christmas that kind of are we'll just call them the Grinches, because that's what most people are. They're just in a bad mood. So I got a lot of friends I know from work, or just friends, acquaintances or whatever, that they're not into Christmas at all. Some of them because they don't have kids, and also I think because some of them are just they're just not in the holiday spirits. They just don't care for Christmas, because a lot of them are like, you know, it's all about money. It's all about spending money on presents and stuff and doing things, and which I can see their side of the story. Like it's an expensive time of the year. You got in the year, you got your sales tax, your personal property tax, whatever you end up paying at the end of the year, and your taxes you're going to owe the government. You know, Uncle Sam, and I can see why some people get really pissed off about it. But I guess it's like anything, to each their own. I just feel like the reason I like Xmas or Christmas as much as I do is because they're traditions and the family time. It always seems like everybody's in a good mood. And I don't know if this is just something I notice, or maybe everybody notices, is it seems like everybody's like playing a part during Christmas. Like everybody's like in a vibe and a mood. Like everybody's in the Christmas mood. Not saying like just the music and the lights and everything, but people just seem to be more positive, more happier. You know, for a time where everyone's like, oh, it's dark outside, it's shitty, it's gross, whatever. People spin it and make it more positive.
Exactly.
That's what I feel like I like about it. Same thing during Halloween. Like some people get really into it with the themes and stuff. I feel like the same thing with Christmas. Maybe St. Patty's Day or whatever, holiday you're really into. But I feel like Christmas is the most celebrated out of all of them, which is, to me, it's just nostalgia with my family. It's always been really big with us, not just with the presents, but just like the family presents with the food and hanging out and stuff.
Just seeing people, family you don't get to see all the time.
Exactly.
You know, like my dad's family, other than Thanksgiving, I never see them, except for Facebook. That's it. You know, it's one of those holidays, like you said, everybody's happy because they should be happy, because they get to see people they don't see. They get gifts from people, unexpectedly sometimes, or they get something they like the best gift ever kind of thing. It's just all around happiness. It should be like that, but like you said, there's a bunch of Grinches out there, which everybody knows that Grinch didn't hate Christmas; he hated people. Big difference.
Yeah, I mean.
And go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say it's funny that you say it like that, because it's one of the guys thinking about it in my head. He's such a big talker and drinker, and I feel like he likes Christmas but he hates people. So I think he's kind of that same thing, but he might just hate Christmas also because of what it stands for. Some people think it only stands for God and whatever, and some people feel it for tradition. And it's kind of like a mixture of all, but it's like whatever your family traditions are, kind of make what Christmas is to you.
Right.
It doesn't have to be the same thing to everybody.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
So my point is it's funny because like when kids are young, I feel like, especially from the person I'm speaking of, they only get to enjoy Christmas once in the magic of Christmas, we'll call it, or whatever, right? So to me, why not just embrace it and do all the fun things now? Because when they're young and they're kids, buying presents and doing all this stuff is easy and it's enjoyable for most people, and to see their faces light up, and when they get older and they figure out that Santa's not real and it comes from mom and dad and all this other bullshit, spoilers.
Spoilers.
To me, it's just exciting because the other cool thing about it is like if you're really into all this stuff, it's like you kind of get to relive your childhood a little bit, like watching them tear through the stuff. It's like I don't expect to get a lot on Christmas, and I don't need to because, well, Christmas is pretty much every day at my house from Amazon for my wife, or most people's wives or girlfriends or whoever. Yeah. So it's like I'm always expecting getting new stuff all the time, which as an adult that's fine. You work hard, you get what you want. Right. Work hard, play hard type of mentality. But yeah, the Christmas thing to me is I feel like. I hope people don't lose that as time goes on because things are just so messed up now with COVID. People are like, oh, we can't go for Christmas or do this. It's like half our family's split up now where no one's going over because of COVID. And it's like, it's such a bullshit excuse, but I get it at the same time. So like, you have to be open-minded to it. And it's like, okay, whatever. It's like our second year of COVID. It was supposed to be over, the flatten the curve in 2 weeks.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, right. But to me, it's just important to me. Like, just with like my sisters in general, like especially me and my sister Ashley, it's always a big time for us, and it's like we like giving each other cool gifts and stuff, and it's like it's nice to give something that they really want that you weren't expecting, like you were saying. Like my dad made a good point to it. It was the best gifts to give somebody, especially when they get older, are the gifts of things they want but they don't want to spend money on. And I'll give an example as a homeowner. I like having yard work tools or whatever to do stuff, but it's an inconvenience to go spend $200 on a leaf blower or $150. Right. And he bought me this badass leaf blower, and it's probably my most used thing around the house, or outside.
Come here.
Yeah.
Come here, boy. Put your toys up, I'm blown away.
And it wasn't something I was really wanting for Christmas, but it wasn't something I expected either. When I got it, I was like, man, this is awesome because I know how much I'm going to use it when summer comes around. And between me and my son Lincoln, I mean, he's always using it, so keeps him busy. So to me, those are kind of gifts that make the best gifts. Especially as an adult. As a kid, you kind of know what you want. And sometimes as an adult, you know what you want, but usually
you grow out of it.
You grow out of it, or because you're like, oh, I got the money now, I can save up and get whatever I want, right?
But still, like it's like you said, if you got a leaf blower, you're going to get some mileage out of it. It's going to be you'll be using it for a long time. Mm-hmm. Those are the best gifts ever. Like you said, unexpectedly, your dad got us an air fryer. Yeah. And I've been wanting one of those fucking forever, and now I got one.
It'll probably be the most used thing you have.
It will be the most used thing that I got besides the computer.
Besides the computer, right? And it's like my dad knew, and probably from talking to me. Yeah. And my mom had probably seen some of your Facebook posts from you and Jen, saying that you burnt your hands a bunch of times cooking. So my dad's like, no, he got an air fryer. He's like, man, these are the greatest gifts ever. He said, you got one? Yeah. He's like, who could benefit from it? I was like, Tim would really want one. My dad's like, oh, that's a great idea. I'll get Tim one. Yeah. So my mom and dad obviously, got you one or whatever, and it will be. It's one of those gifts you weren't expecting, and you're going to use all the time, right? So,
exactly. All the damn. I tell you, every fucking time I'll be using that damn thing.
Yeah, so going back to what I was originally saying, those make the best gifts. But yeah, going back to the Christmas, holiday traditions, I just feel like it's when your kids are young and they get to a certain point, you should celebrate it. I guess everybody's family is different, so I can't say that. Some people, they don't celebrate Christmas and it's not about that, which I get. So I hate harping or judging people, but to me, again, when your kids are small once, they're only small once, man. It's like it's like them believing in the Easter Bunny or their favorite cartoon character or something like that. To me, Yeah. Why destroy it? Why not try to celebrate? I'm not saying you have to go buy your kid fucking 80,000 presents or whatever,
but if that makes them happy, makes you happy, fire to you. Whatever.
Right. Whatever makes whatever. Yeah. I just feel like some people like to shit on the holiday because it's seen as more of a money grab than anything, and it's not about family and tradition, which I could see their side to it too. But it's like if you do all of it and it's all encompassed in one thing or encapsulated in one thing, then the bigger picture here is it's mostly for the kids, right? Yeah. It's not. It's for everybody. But
Exactly. You know, adults, yeah, they enjoy it, but they've had their time.
Mhm.
Let the kids have it.
Mhm.
You know, that's why my parents used to yell at me because once I opened a present, I started playing with it and not open the other presents.
Mhm.
I'm like, I look back at it now, I'm like, just let it happen, dude.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna play with my other toys. I like this one so much, or I want to break this thing out and start playing with it. You know, that's how things are. Just that you're a kid, you impulse. You want to do this, you want to do that. You know.
Yeah.
And it just happens.
Mhm.
And like I said, it's a great time to be a kid. When Christmas time is the best time to be a kid.
It is, and this year is the first time after having kids that we adopted some family at work.
Yeah.
And at first I was like, I'll just write him a check, give him money, and do whatever. But then after thinking about it, after we saw the family story and what was going on, I was like, you know what? Stop being such an asshole and just go get these, help this family out or whatever. So we all pitched in or whatever. And I wasn't being an asshole. I was just that in this world, it's like, everything's an inconvenience because of COVID right now. But then it's like I have Amazon, eBay, and everything else where I can order and do whatever I need to do.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to the family story, but I adopted a 2-year-old little boy out of it, and I was like, on his wish list, dude, it was like he wants a huge toy truck, and this kid's only 2 years old. Obviously, the mom wrote this, but like a huge toy truck, like some building blocks, and like a bike or something like that. So I got all 3 for him.
Sweet. Look at you.
And it's just like, that's on a wish list for a kid, and it's like, sometimes you take things for granted. It's like when you have a lot of things, you don't really think about it. It's like, man, I couldn't imagine not getting my son stuff for Christmas. So it's
right.
like, what I
you paid for it.
Come
on,
yeah, pay it for it. What I spent $40 on something like that, and it's like I could go. I'll spend that on dumb shit all the time. So it's
exactly.
Like, at least I'll go to some little kid.
It's one meal.
One meal. It's one meal at McDonald's now on the value menu.
Right. Without tax.
Yeah. I just think that was a cool thing to do because I've never been into doing that kind of stuff before.
Yeah.
So
you're like with me. I do a thing. I've already told you the Santa Claus thing, where I call up kids on Facebook Messenger or wherever and talk to them on the phone. Basically, I tell people it's for donations, and I give them money to a no-kill shelter in a local one. Last year we get out to the one that's out in Wentzville, I think it was. Got $100 just for making phone calls and talking to people's kids. I didn't want any of that. I said, just let me do this, and it was great because I got to talk to so many different kids and see just the looks on their face and like Santa, and a lot of kids when they see Santa, they're like, oh, he's not real, or it's not the real one, or anything like that. But I talked to the parents beforehand, and like if I get their Elf on the Shelf's name, like this kid I just had, him and his sister have a Eddie and a Freddie for their elves.
Right.
I'm sitting there talking to them and say, hey guys, how you doing? Are you being nice to your mom? And one kid's just like, I don't know if I should believe in you anymore. I'm like, you don't? We'll tell you what. If you don't believe that I am real, I will say something to you that only you and I would know, or you and your mom would know. Okay, what? I'm like, well, I know your Elf on the Shelf's name's Eddie and your sister's is Freddie. The look on his face lit up like, oh my God, he knows. I also know you're going to Disney next week for Christmas vacation. How do you know? And just the look on their face is just like lit up so bad. It's like brighter than any Christmas tree. It's great. And little things like that, you just mention something to a child and they just light up. It's fun. I don't know why people want to bitch about doing this kind of stuff. I don't do mall Santas for a living or anything like that, so I don't have kids sit on my lap or whatever. But still, just to see the little look on a kid's face that you mentioned something that he knows about that he didn't know you did.
Right.
It's like talking to kids about dinosaurs, that kind of stuff. They just light up because you're talking about something they know about and they want to sit there and talk to you. And a lot of times the kids I'll talk to one of them or their mom for a minute and their mom or dad for a minute and then talk to them. And they want to take the phone all around the house and go, here, let me show Santa this, let me show Santa that. They show me their room, they show me their toys. And their kid the other day had showed me his hamster. Little things like that, it's fun.
Right.
I don't see why people would want to bitch about something like this.
I think there's a couple reasons why. I'm not an expert in this all, but whatever, a psychologist or anything with family. But some families come from broken homes and they probably don't celebrate Christmas, and it's looked at as like just any other fucking day to them, right?
Right.
Two, probably some kids don't have a lot of money, or people don't have a lot of money, so they never got a lot in Christmas, or was looked at like, hey, everybody was spoiled and I'm not spoiled. So maybe parents, like there's something going around social media right now about people shaming people for showing all the Christmas presents under the tree because other families can't afford stuff, and it's like, well, you know what? I see their side, but at the same time, it's like if these people work hard and they want to give their kids whatever they want, it's like more power to them. Fuck off. Like,
Right.
no one's doing this out of spite to hurt anybody else's feelings. They're doing it to show that, hey, you know, this is what we do.
Bring joy. Here's how I bring joy in my house.
Yeah, and then, you know, the other thing I think is too, I think a lot of people don't like their families probably at the end of the day, so they don't want to get together for their families and see them, whatever, even if they have kids or not have kids. And then I think the money factor comes into play too. Everyone thinks it's just about the money.
Right.
Some people that are really money stubborn or just very selfish, I think, in that way, feel that way. So, yeah. So to me, which she always loved Christmas, by the way, so it was just fucking weird.
Yeah.
But to me, I think there's probably other reasons why, and I probably not know them all. I'm not an expert or something. I'm just, you know, rambling and, you know, about it, which is just things I've heard from people, you know personally and stuff. So, I think people need to take it for what it is, and if you don't like Christmas, you know, just don't bitch about it. Because,
right. Keep it to yourself, dude. Let us have our time.
Yeah, it's our time. Fuck off.
Right, exactly. And then on the other part of the spectrum, I guess the other end of it exactly, is those families that are the things I've seen, like if someone buys you like a tin of popcorn that costs $15 and they're like, oh, it's great, it's popcorn, $15. That person probably worked 2 hours for you to have that fucking tin of popcorn. You know, just take it, dude. Shut the fuck up. You know, people work, you know, 40 hours a week. If they make $9 an hour, you know, that's $360 before taxes. They got bills to pay on top of it. They might have kids sometimes or a card, all this other stuff. They might have an extra $15. And then what they do, they spent it on you, not themselves. You know, just you know, don't be fucking stingy. Don't be greedy and shit like that, dude. There's a time for that, and that's just not when somebody gives you a gift.
Well, you know what? When I was a little kid and I was immature and my brain was mature. Yeah, it was. When you're a kid, it's like, oh, like your parents got you something stupid and like you didn't like it. You just don't know any better. Like, oh, I want this. Like, why would you get me socks or clothes? Or
exactly.
Why did Aunt whoever give me, you know, this shitty toy? Like, you know, this stupid blow up doll or whatever. I don't know. I'm just making stuff up.
I didn't get you one of those, did I?
No. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just whatever.
Yeah.
You know, this hula hoop or something that, you know, I didn't want or something. It's like, I don't want a hula hooper or something. Like, I'm
Dan Fogelberg record?
Yeah.
You want a Nintendo instead?
Yeah, Nintendo instead. I think that you don't know any better. It's about the thought.
It's the thought that counts,
right.
Exactly.
Like, I get it. It's like nobody wants a $15 bucket of popcorn from Walmart or whatever because you could have got that yourself. But at the same time, they were thinking of you.
They spent their money. They worked to get that money.
Right. And it's like, even if you don't like the popcorn, you like the gift. Because, you know, I've heard from many people like, that's why I don't like getting gifts. And I just ask for gift cards or whatever because I hate receiving gifts and I have to fake like I like it or not. And it's like, well, if you do, great. And if you don't, it's like, just say you like it and then fucking go home and bitch about it later and go get rid of it.
Keep it to yourself.
Or keep it yourself.
Re-gift it.
Or re-gift it. There are many times I get a gift from people and I re-gift it and I don't feel bad about it because it's going to someone who probably will appreciate it more than I do. And it's like, I'm okay with it. Like, you know, I don't feel the need to like, oh, maybe I feel bad because I did that. And it's like, no, at the end of the day, as long as it goes to someone who's going to appreciate it, I think it's okay.
I think the only reason why you wouldn't re-gift something would be if they made it personally for you.
Well, yeah, I mean,
if your name on it, you know, with stuff like that.
That's different.
That's totally different.
I'm just talking about like a random gift.
Like,
like a popcorn gift or like a coffee mug or something you didn't really care for or something.
You know, there's that, and then I'll take a little pop quiz here. What was the worst gift you ever got?
Man, this is gonna be a hard one because it's so hard to think about. My mom and dad were always really good. They got anything I always asked in the Christmas list. Yeah. I'll bet your ass my mom and dad got me every single thing I asked for. Even times
you were the son.
Huh?
You were the son.
Well, the son, but my mom and dad were always made about Christmas was always about whatever. And I never asked for extravagant gifts. Maybe like, you know,
your Xbox.
An Xbox or a Nintendo or something when it was like hyped up or whatever. But most of the time it was like games, maybe some clothes or whatever to wear to school. So I had some nice new clothes that show off to school so the girls would love me, you know.
Yes, they do.
And you know, like one time I asked for like 20 CDs. Dude, they got me every CD. I got like Kiss and like AC/DC and like all these old stuff. And it's like
Kiss. Why?
It was back like
I know.
I was back when I was a young kid and we didn't have
streaming
services. And it's like you always heard these guys were really good from like my dad and people like that we grew up. And it's like I was kind of into what music my dad was. My worst gift, man, it's a tough one. It's a hard thing.
If you can come up with a couple of ones, okay.
I mean, really, the worst gifts to me, which now in hindsight are the best gifts, or one of the best gifts, whatever, as you get older, is socks and underwear.
Of course.
When you're a kid, it's like, fuck socks and underwear.
Right.
When you get older, you're like, I need some new socks and underwear, because men wear them until they got holes and shit in them.
They keep wearing them after that.
Right. And I do the same thing, too. It's like I have a hole, and it's like, yeah, I'm not going to let these go, because I'm going
It's
to use
more
these.
cushion, air conditioning.
Well, it's not just that. It's like I do a lot of like working outside in the yard with shitty shoes and, like, and doing stuff. It's like I don't wear my good stuff, so I'll wear this fucked up stuff. And my wife, I'm wearing it in the house. My wife's like,
nobody's coming over.
Can you throw that away? But something I learned, and something is a pet peeve of mine. I'm gonna bring this up over the sock debacle. And this might be a cool thing, it might be a weird thing, but I don't give a shit. And after I talked about it with my dad does the same thing, and I didn't know, but that was funny. So if I get a new pair of socks, right, like say like a 12-pack, I will take 2 or 3 pairs out of it, and I'll throw my old shitty socks away that I got rid of, whatever, and I don't have anymore. Because it's weird. I have a sock drawer with 50 socks in there, and I wear like 4 pairs out of the 50 pair, right? Yep. And I know which ones are there, so I'll wear them. And I like to wear the same ones, the 4 pair throughout the week. I'll wash them a bunch, and wash. And they're super comfy and great at first, and I hate getting my feet wet. I don't know why I said that, but it's just a big pet peeve of mine. But once the socks get worn and torn, I don't take all 12 socks out.
You'll just take one extra pair out.
So I'll take out 4, and then when I want to bring a new pair, I'll pull them out, and it's I don't know. There's nothing better than a fresh pair of nice socks on your feet as I get older. Because my feet, I guess as you get older, they get more delicate, and playing hockey, things I do and stuff. It's just, I don't know what it is, man. Being at home, and especially during wintertime with like a pair of like joggers on, and like a hoodie, and like good socks, and like a cup of coffee or anything in the morning. It's like, dude, it's like an orgasm. I don't know why. I just fucking like it. I like new socks.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah.
So when I was a kid, I used to get them. I would just open them all up and fucking wear all the socks and wear them out. I have to get new ones all the time. It's like I guess as an adult, I've learned to
conserve
whatever. I don't do that with my underwear by any chance, but just socks.
I do.
Something to do with socks. I just have a thing, and I might do it down the road with underwear, but
I do it, so don't worry.
Yeah, whatever. I'm sure. Actually, I'm sure a lot of men and women both do this. But, I just thought it was funny. My dad's like, "Oh, I just started doing that like 10 years ago," and he's like, "I love it." And I was like, "What made you do the same thing?" And he said me the same thing. He's like, "I was sick of going through socks and never having new ones to put on." So yeah, it's just one of those things. So the socks, I had to say the worst gift as a child was probably socks and underwear. Okay. Then I can think off the top of my head, like off the dome right now, because I don't have anything in my mind. But what's yours? Because I have a topic about that as well that's going on.
I had a little time to think about this because I thought about this the other day. One Christmas, I don't know why, I've never been there. He's never been there. Nobody in my family's ever been there. My dad got me a shirt that said Cape Cod. It's just a green shirt that had fish on it, and there's lobsters or some shit like that, or something. And I'm like, who went to Cape Cod? Nobody did. Why did I get a Cape Cod shirt? I don't get this.
I don't either. But now that you said it, something rung a bell in my head. But this isn't. I can't remember if it was a Christmas present or a birthday present, but it's in the same category. My sister Sarah obviously knows who she is. People listen to us. The only people that listen to us are our friends and family. Will know what I'm talking about, or who I'm talking about. But if she listens to us, I don't care. This is your fault. But
you made me this way.
I got a T-shirt from her. When she lived in Miami. Do you remember she lived in Miami? Yeah. Right. So she lived in Miami, and she gave me this dark green Miami the U shirt. They call it the U Miami or whatever. The University of Miami. Yeah. And I was like, did she go there for college, or did she get something for college? I'm like, it's not. I don't like football, and I don't like their college, and I don't care for her stuff. But she sent me a shirt because she was in Miami. And I guess it's the thought that counts, like we're saying. Yeah, but it was the worst gift ever, and it was a present I got, and I ended up giving it. And I don't care if she hears this or not. I had it in my closet, it hung up. I never wore it. I ended up donating it in a way to like Goodwill or something. I was just that was something I was so pissed off about. I was like,
what the fuck?
To me, and I'm just gonna say this, it wasn't a genuine gift because there was no thought put into it. Yeah. Right? It's like going to Walmart and pulling like a towel off the rack and saying, "Here, I got you this for Christmas. You just grabbed it real quick." Yeah,
first thing you grab.
I feel like she just grabbed it real quick, and maybe she didn't. Maybe she thought I would like it. Maybe she just thought, "Well, hey, you might like this. I'm in Miami or whatever." Right. But
at least she was in Miami. Like I said, my dad, nobody ever went to Cape
that's
Cod.
fine. It's
funny.
fair, but at
Yeah.
the same time, I was
But yeah, I
so
know what
mad
you're
'cause I
saying,
was
yeah.
like, she knows what kind of clothes I wear, what kind of
Yeah,
styles I'm into.
exactly.
She's my sister.
She knows. That's the hard. That
The
makes it worse.
thing that made me mad about it, I was like, what does this have any relevance to do with anything?
Right.
I'll never wear this shirt.
She never went there too.
No, she never went there. And it was just, now that you brought up that, it's like, there's a
Wow.
present I really hated, and I don't know why.
Do you, in your opinion, the worst gift you ever gave?
The worst gift
Herpes
I
doesn't
ever
count.
gave. I don't think that's possible with me because when I give a gift,
Even as a little kid?
even as a little kid, I would put the most effort and thought into something. You can attest to that because some of the gifts I've given you,
Yeah.
you ask my sisters, even my wife, my mom and dad. I always make sure I go above and beyond and get them something either they aren't expecting or something they are expecting or something they wanted but no one's getting them it. So I don't think I have that, Tim. I mean, not to like toot my own horn, but I feel like that's something that's really important to me during Christmas. Is I always make sure I exceed expectations, or I put some thought into it. Like, for example, behind me on the wall, which you guys can't see, but this poster on the wall of Rocco's Modern Life, right? My friend Sam that passed away, rest in peace. His favorite show was Rocco's Modern Life when we were a kid.
Okay.
I found this on there. He never told me for Christmas or whatever. We used to do like a $20 gift. I spent like $80 on this thing or whatever. It doesn't matter with the money at all. But it's autographed from the original guy, whatever.
Nice.
Gave him a nice frame. It has a certificate of authenticity or whatever on it. Dude, he was blown away. It's like something like that. He was not expecting it at all. He was so happy. Hung on the wall. Put all his funk in his Rocco's Modern Life like figurines and stuff around it. So. Just an example. Yeah. That's something I would always do, and I still try to do that now, no matter who I give a gift for.
Yeah.
So if I do think of a bad gift, I will bring it up, but I just don't have one in my mind.
Okay.
That something like that. I think it would bother me if I give you a bad gift.
I can see that. I guess knowing me knowing the person that you are, I think it would really bother you. Mm-hmm. Unless it was like a gag gift, but still.
Yeah.
That's different.
Even doing a gift for Christmas for people at work in the past that I fucking hate because I hate being fake nice at work with people, and most people I'm at work with, I'm friendly with, or we're work friends, not real friends out of real life, in my opinion. But some people would disagree probably, but I'm not gonna name names. But I even put effort into those, and I don't even like those people. Yeah. So.
All right, mine has a little story to it.
Okay.
When I moved to Florida, my mom was 44. She was dating a guy that was 24-ish, 23-ish, something like that. And I hated the guy. He was just one of those typical redneck son of bitches that has like a 4th grade education, thought he knew everything because whatever he learned on the streets, he thought he could get any woman he wants. But in my mind, I'm like, why'd you take my mom? She's twice your age. She is your mom, that kind of shit. And so one year he said something, I can't remember if it was, he wanted to pay me to break my brother's ankle, like $5,000. And I told him I wanted to see the money up front before I do anything or even consider it. And he would always beat around the bush. Oh, you got it right now, or I'll get to you soon. And just do it first. I'm like, no, I'm not fucking stupid. And I even told Tom about it. Like, Tom, Roy hates you. He wants me to break your ankle. So anyway, one year for his birthday, I used to hang out around this tattoo parlor / like Spencer's gift kind of store in Orlando. I can't think of the name of it right now. I don't even think it still exists or not. This is 20 years ago. And they had fake these toy lighters, not the fake toy lighters, but they had these joke lighters that if you press down on the part where the lights, it gives you a shock. It shocks your whole hand. Well, I gave him one for his birthday one year, and all I can remember is my mom was saying that he got in an accident. They were trying to piece everything together because he was very incoherent. He was in a coma for like 2 or 3 weeks, something like that. Your brother? No, the boyfriend.
Okay.
So he was in a coma for 2 or 3 weeks, whatever. Whenever he came to, they said, "We're trying to see what happened. How did you get in this accident?" He's like, "Well, I went to go light a cigarette, and I guess my cigarette lighter malfunctioned, shocked my hand, scared the crap out of me, and I turned it on oncoming traffic." So I was like, "I'm about to kill son of a bitch."
You get that shock lighter. Right?
Yeah, he got the shock lighter. He thought it was a real lighter because he didn't know it was a fake one.
Oh,
and so I was just like,
well, you didn't know.
Boy. I didn't know. Yeah, at the time I was just like,
you're a kid, right?
I was 19, 18, 19, something like
So
that.
yeah, exactly. Like you didn't know.
Right, I didn't know, but at the same time, like, oh boy,
I actually remember those shock fighters.
those were fucking awesome, dude.
They don't
Just-
make them anymore.
yeah. A lot of those joke gag things like that are
Gag
fucking
gifts.
gone anymore. You know. Dude.
Yeah, talking about gag gifts is funny. My dad always used to talk about putting cigarette loaders in people's cigarettes,
Yeah.
watching blow up in their face, or whatever,
Yeah.
from like funny movies like Scar ones, or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, one time I got a bunch of cigarette ones. They're like little sticks.
Yeah.
You stick inside your stuff.
Yeah.
And long story short, it was my dad had a work meeting to go to at work, whatever he refused. And I put a bunch of them in all his cigarettes. Whatever,
Oh,
like
shit.
3 different cigarettes. And my dad thought he got them all out because he lit one and it was kind of like sparking or something in there.
Yeah.
And he's like, "What the hell is this?" I didn't put it far enough in the cigarette.
Okay.
I was a kid.
Yeah.
But he forgot when I actually put one in there. And during the meeting, he was lighting up and smoking, and it fucking blew up in his face. Obviously, I didn't get to see it. My dad called me and told me about it. So
Like, you son of a bitch.
I thought it was one of the funniest things ever. But my dad didn't find it funny at all. But then in hindsight, now talking about it, he's like, "Yeah, it's just funny because like that was a funny thing to see, and like all the people around him were laughing and stuff." So
Dude, we used to stick sparklers in people's cigarettes. We'd get the cigarette out, put a sparkler in there, and then try to pack tobacco back in there with the tobacco loaders. And just sitting there watching people get ready to light it, and then the sparkler goes off. Like, what the fuck is this?
dude, that's terrible.
You know, we used to do that all the fucking time to people.
Yeah.
Because I was always, since I was the only one that was 18, I was the only one that could buy cigarettes legally.
Mm-hmm.
And I kept telling them, you can go see my mom at work, whatever. She works at the gas station. She'll sell them to you. Just say, you know me, whatever. She don't give a fuck. But, people always say, go get them cigarettes, dude, go get them cigarettes. So I started putting those sparklers in them and just say, people, leave me the fuck alone. Fuck you.
That's hilarious. Going back to our holiday topics or whatever in the podcast, the one that I had was because it was kind of just funny that you were talking about it, I had this written down. What was your favorite Christmas to you? Like, is there a Christmas that stood out to you with something that happened? I can go first. This way you can think, so you don't put me on the spot like you did.
Actually, that's better if you put me on the spot.
Yeah. Is it why? Because you'll think of something random?
Yeah, I'll think of something random.
Well, I'll just do it because it'll give you some time, and then we'll go to our other topic after this. But
Okay.
I had some time to think about this while this morning while I was drinking some coffee, and there are so many good Christmases in my family, right? With me and my sisters and my mom and dad and things. But I thought about which Christmas was the best to me that I got the most out of, right? And there's been a lot of them, but the best one to me was the year I got my Nintendo 64.
Mm-hmm.
It was I'm a huge Nintendo fanboy. Got like the regular Nintendo, the NES, and the SNES when I was a kid, and I loved them, and I loved playing games myself. I didn't need my friends to play with them, but they didn't make a lot of two-player games on Super Nintendo, and they did, but they weren't really.
They didn't start out with it.
Right, they weren't really catered as much to kids and playing with your friends.
Because it was harder to play two at one time.
Right, it was. So when I got the Nintendo 64, I was blown away because obviously they had Zelda and Donkey Kong 64, GoldenEye, all the stuff, whatever. Perfect Dark, which is actually made by the same company after GoldenEye.
Same exact game.
They're trying to recapsulate GoldenEye into a different game, which Perfect Dark's a great game, but it's not GoldenEye.
Yeah.
I can name so many games, Mario Kart Racing and all that stuff. But the reason it stuck out to me the most, and the reason why it was probably my favorite Christmas, and maybe Xbox 360 maybe after that, but probably not because I was older. I get the most out of it because I had the most fun playing that system, and I spent so much time and effort playing it with so many games that I consider some of my favorite games of all time. Plus all the memories I made with like friends and family, like you being over or whatever Christmas and stuff, like having my friends come over and playing split screen GoldenEye or Donkey Kong. Or I'm sorry, not Donkey, but like the racing game Mario Kart, or even Diddy Kong Racing, or some other games you could play. The 2-player or 3 or 4-player games. I just remember all those times and all the amount of time and all the fun we had. Like something so small, but made such a big impact in my life. And there's so much nostalgia going back, which I have like a deep nostalgic feel for all video games, but mostly Nintendo, which is my favorite ones. I didn't really care for PlayStation. I didn't ever really care for Xbox. And to be honest, the reason I got the Xbox that 1 year was to play with other friends, And one on that topic before I go back down, that my favorite Christmas thing was the only reason I really wanted an Xbox 360 was because the leap it made from going from Nintendo the Xbox 360 or PS3 at the time, I think it was when it came out.
I think it was too.
The technology advancement was so big. It was like something everybody had to have. Like, you know, online play was plenty on here. Even though I was already playing online on computers on Steam for a while, and that was like an underground thing that kids didn't do.
Right.
It became more mainstream, so it was something I wanted. But going back to that holiday, it had to be the one with Nintendo because of all the fun I had out of it, right? And it's like even to this day, it's like I could pick up the 64 and play any game on it and I'll enjoy it. You know, just bring back all those good memories and time. So.
Right.
That was probably my favorite Xmas, or my favorite Christmas to me. I don't keep saying Xmas, but favorite Christmas to me because of that right there.
Right.
So.
Well, mine's a little different story. My parents were very poor. How poor were they? We had an Atari. We had an Atari all the way up until probably when 64 came out. And I would always ask. Mom would always give us the Sears catalog to circle stuff you want. So we would always do that. I was always circle the Super Nintendos and all that shit. Never got one until we got older. Of course, we could afford it on our own.
Yeah.
Well, one Christmas I was asked for something. Can't remember exactly what it was, but then my mom's like, "No, that's too expensive. Plus, you don't need it." So I'm like, "All right." So my second choice was just anything GI Joe. I loved fucking GI Joe. By the end of my collection, I had over 200 GI Joes. I wish I kept them. Could have been richer than fuck right now, and even a shit ton of the vehicles. Well, I go to Grandma's house that morning, and Grandpa, they give me some GI Joes, like 7 or 8 figures. I'm like, okay, cool. That's what I asked for anyway. I see my aunt. She comes to Grandma and Grandpa's house. She gives me some more GI Joes, and this Humvee vehicle called the GI Joe Hammer, which is just basically one of the normal vehicles. You could fit like 6 or 8 guys in there. Parts of it come off, so you can make it like battle ready and shit like that. Yeah, shot missiles, whatever have you. So I'm like, all right, cool. I'm missing something here. I really want this. This is fine and all. This is my GI Joe is what I asked for, but I want something more.
Right.
Well, my dad's like, didn't you want something other than that hammer? I'm like, yeah, I wanted this Cobra hammer head thing, whatever. And Dad's like, oh, well, maybe next year Santa will bring that to you. But while you're up, whatever, I have something in the car for your mother. Can you go get it? And I had a little temper tantrum, like, I always get shit out of the car. Why can't you get the fucking shit yourself? Da, da, da. So then after like 2 minutes of bitching and moaning, I caved and went out to the car and go grab it. It was the Cobra hammerhead.
Nice.
I was like, so excited. I mean, the box was probably bigger than this tall.
Yep.
3 feet off the ground, and I just ripped the fucking box open, pulled the fucking thing out, started putting it together right in front of everybody, and I thought it was the best fucking thing ever. And plus, it came with a couple more guys, and a couple of more guys my dad and mom gave me. So I was like ecstatic as fuck. Like, I got the hammerhead, and everybody's like, well, didn't you get this hammer, and then you get this guy? Like, yeah, but I got the hammerhead.
Yeah. The one thing you wanted.
The biggest fucking thing, because it was 6 or 7, maybe 8 vehicles in one.
Yeah.
It was one gigantic fucking all-terrain vehicle looking thing. Had 2 guys on the side that go underwater. Had a guy on top that came out. 2 more in the front. You could fit guys inside of it, like 7 or 8 guys. Not counting the people who drive it. They had the ones that shot missiles. It was decked the fuck out, and I loved every fucking second of it. I played with that more than I played with the actual other figures that day and the next following weeks.
It's funny how that happens, and you talking about that kind of brought up something funny because, like, if I got a really cool toy or something I really wanted, the first thing I did after we ate breakfast and everything, I would go down and play with it. I would call my friends and be like, "Do you want to come over and play with myself with me?"
Exactly.
I don't know why I always wanted to do that, but I've always been that way still to this day. I always like sharing stuff.
Share
with
my
friends,
toys, yeah.
Right? Share my toys and share my experiences with my friends. So I would call my friends, and a couple hours later they would show up. And after a while, I wouldn't even call my friends. At Christmas Day, like half of them would just show up to my house. Because I always know I would get something cool, or they would be like, "Hey, I got this game. Come over to my house," or we would share it. And it's like I miss that waking up Christmas morning, like calling my friends. Like nowadays, I'd be like, "Hey, ma'am, I got this for Christmas." My friend would be like, "Cool." You know what I'm saying? Like we're adults now. Like but like.
It's like, yeah, I can get one too. So what?
Something I want to share with like Brandon or Sam, but usually always Sam would be, dude. He was always like a kid on Christmas Day. If I told him something cool I got, he would be ecstatic for me. Yeah. Even if he wasn't really into it, which is something I was always appreciated of him. And I would do the same thing with him because it was, he just wanted to share it with me. Right?
Yeah.
So I like the whole point of like on Christmas sharing the stuff with your friends too. And going back to your point saying earlier, like your mom didn't have a lot of money or poor, neither did my mom and dad when I was young.
Yeah.
Luckily, but my dad worked 3 jobs because he wanted to make sure we got whatever we want on
Right.
Christmas. So it's something I always appreciate now.
Yeah.
It's the reason who I am the way I am. It's why I take care of all the shit that you see I take care of, which is something, I don't know if it's a Grady trait or a Van Isgum trait. I think I get it from the Grady's. Grandma Grady was fucking insane about keeping everything in place.
Making sure everybody was okay.
My mom's funny joke with Grandma Grady was like, oh, when Grandma Grady passes, that Grandma Grady, or that Shirley Grady, she always kept everything nice and neat and organized in her house, couldn't, do whatever. And
what do you do?
like, no one's gonna remember you because you had all this stuff and you had OCD and stuff. But at the same time, it's like, I get why now Grandma was like that because I'm like that, and Sarah's like that, but she is 100 times worse than I am.
That's hard to say.
Well,
You're bad. She's worse.
She's a little bit more, a little crazier than me, but mine's more for the simple fact of one, I like things clean and neat for, just like, what's the word I'm trying to think? It like de-stresses me.
Okay,
That relaxes me.
Yeah.
Having things in like places, and also because I used to lose shit all the time as a kid, so like keeping everything orderly to me is like the way I keep. It's like things. It's how I keep things in order and track in my mind, so I don't forget things. Because sometimes I'm talking, because I ramble and I talk fast and I think fast and do a lot of stuff.
Right.
I've learned to slow down and just remember things and do stuff by that. So it's just a process thing I do with me, and I hate to say it, but I enjoy it, man. Because I'm high anxiety, so it calms me down.
Right.
And there's a lot of people I know that like to clean because they calm them down. But anyway, to that point, those are both good Christmas stories. I think for favorite Christmas, I think I have other ones as well, but like you were saying, like just the day when I woke up and got that, I was so happy. Like at that point, I just wanted to rip it up and go downstairs. I didn't want to talk to my rest.
Yeah, exactly.
And my mom and dad knew that, but but it wasn't all just about that. I'm sure my sisters had some funny ones too that they did stuff with whatever. And I can't remember in the top of my mind, but that was one that stuck out to me the most. If I was trying to remember, but that's cool, man. I didn't know the whole GI Joe story and stuff.
Dude, I had so many GI Joes. I loved it.
But it's funny too that you're talking about. It's like, is there a reason? Is that one of the reasons why now you still like collecting figurines like me for nostalgia, or is it just because you like to collect them?
That's a good question because I think it's a combination of both of those. Because I like, like the Halloween and stuff like that, or the Drunk Michael Myers stuff, whatever. It brings me back to a time when it was fun, when I had no responsibilities. Things were so different than they are now. Nowadays you can't watch a PG-13 movie. You get one person saying "fuck" out of it. Mm-hmm. And it's a nostalgic, and it's also, like you said, it's a thing I used to do. So I'm still gonna do it. I realize the worth of the stuff that I had, and it's just like, wow, man, if I held on to some of this stuff, I would have been fucking richer than shit.
Yeah. Same with me.
So many GI Joes, so many Star Wars.
I was literally just talking to my neighbor down the street. His name's Tommy, and he's kind of like he had a carbon copy of me, but he's really nerdy and stuff, and like into like retro games and doing stuff like. I guess he's just more. I guess he's like more into stuff that I was when I was a kid or whatever, or I'm my age now, but he's into the stuff that we were into like 20 years ago.
Right.
And in hindsight, dude, I sold my 64, and I didn't sell my 64. I sold my games. I sold my Nintendo and Super Nintendo and sold this shit or whatever, and I was so mad at myself for doing that. And then I actually found my original Nintendo and 64 that I had, but I sold all the games. It's like, dude, if I would have kept them, I had like each console, I probably had like 30 or 40 games for each console. And it's like now, in hindsight, looking at how expensive all this shit is and how much people are paying for it, dude, I probably could have made a couple $1,000s off of this stuff. But honestly, I wouldn't have sold it. I would have kept it because I'm just the way I am.
Exactly.
But going back to what you're saying about the collecting the toys and stuff, and we were talking about the reason I collect, not all, but certain ones that I like South Park or Jane Silent Bob or whatever I'm into, right? Yeah. It's for nostalgia, and it's for like I surround my room because it brings me the happiness back, of nostalgia feels back. Like you're saying, with no responsibilities, no stuff. I come in here, I surround myself. It's kind of like a de-stressing thing to me too. It's like, I like to look at cool shit, brings up good memories, and it just makes me happy. Even if I'm not playing with them, I don't.
You could just look over at them like, man, I remember the first time I seen Rocko's Modern Life or stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. Like Sam does.
It takes you back.
It's like every poster in my room has a meaning of why I have it in here. It wasn't just some fucking random poster. It's like, oh, that's cool. I'm gonna put that in my room. There's a reason. If if I ever show my room in this podcast, or people have been in my room, which not a lot of people have, because I don't really share this with people because it's not. I want to share it. It's mine.
Yeah.
I share it with friends and family that I care, that want to know. But if you go through here, there's a reason I have all this stuff. Now, some things might seem random, but
But so what? It's your random stuff.
yeah, but it's not. It's all this has a meaning to me. I can
Yeah.
literally go around the room. If I did a podcast about room, I could talk about each
Right.
thing on here, which is cool to me.
Yeah.
Um,
So that's what like, my basement. You've been in my basement. You haven't
Yeah.
seen it in a while, but still, I have horror movie posters all there. I love horror movies. Duh. You see hockey stuff in there. I like hockey. Funkos that about shows I used to watch or still watch and stuff like that, and toys like that. Then you got horror. You got that. You got the heavy metal stuff. All the bands, posters, and flags and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's a reflection of me. Is my man cave, whatever, is a reflection of me.
Yeah, same thing with me. And the funny thing is, bringing that up too, is I just thought about this point, is as a kid, I couldn't afford all this stuff.
Exactly.
Right now, as an adult that I can afford it, I'm kind of reliving my childhood through my adult, because I'm an adult man child. I don't care what anybody says.
Exactly.
I'm an adult when I need to be adult, but I'm still a child at heart when I need to be a child, and I'm never going to grow out of this is just who I am.
Exactly.
And this is a product of me, and this brings me happiness and enjoyment. It's like when I bring my friends in here, which honestly, between us, it's like I never got to bring Sam over here. The day we were supposed to podcast, he was supposed to come over here. This was his first time over here. Brandon's been over here a couple times, and he's seen it, and he likes it and stuff, but it's like, I don't share this with anybody, really. It's really just for me.
Yeah. That's what it should be about. Who cares what everybody else
Yeah,
says?
so like now that I can enjoy this stuff and afford it, I just kind of spoil myself to a point where I don't spend a lot of money. I save up money to get all this stuff, but it's like when I come in here, this is me,
Yeah.
And then when outside the basement from my other part of my room will be kind of like my movie room / like hockey stuff that I'm putting out there. It's like it's all representation of me, right? I think a lot of people do that. I think some people just hanging up stuff randomly has no meaning to them.
I've had this for a while. I'm just gonna put it up on the wall.
Well,
Okay.
I have this
What does it
wall.
mean? What's it
It's
for?
Like people give them gifts of like the Cardinals or Blues or
Yeah.
whoever they like, and they just hang on the wall and it has like no sentimental value to them. It's
Right.
like everything to me has a story or some reason why I like it. On the wall.
Exactly.
I would say majority of stuff, not everything, but I don't hang anything in my room, and probably not in my basement if it doesn't have something to me. So,
Right.
going back to our Christmas theme thing, we're going to rant down this rant, but yeah, that was good. That was a good topic. Favorite Xmas or favorite Christmas. God damn it, I need to stop saying that.
You could say it.
I
Whatever, dude. I know what you're talking about.
The next, I guess our last topic will be, which I'm sure we're gonna have some rants going on here and some mumbling and rambling about some stuff, is the heavy debate every year amongst movie buffs and just normies and people in general are what are considered traditional Christmas movies and what are considered not traditional Christmas movies, and who deems these and says it is. Is it popular culture? Is it movie buffs? Or is it just everyday Joe Schmo that says, these are what I consider my bucket list of Christmas movies and these ones I don't.
Okay.
Right? So I kind of made a list.
Okay.
And we'll go down them and then we can kind of talk about them. So
Okay.
traditional Xmas movies, in my opinion,
We'll talk about one and we'll talk about that, back and forth.
yeah. So some of these are just really easy, like Miracle on 34th Street.
Duh.
Right? The Grinch.
Yes.
Duh. Right. Santa Claus with Tim Allen.
Duh.
Right. National Lampoon's Christmas
Of
Vacation.
course. Anybody who doesn't say that's a Christmas movie, even though the Christmas is in the name,
Yeah.
because they're like, oh, it started before Christmas. Doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah, well,
they got Santa Claus. They got fucking snow.
I'm saying it because these are what people consider
Yeah, I know.
the choices, right?
This is what pisses me off though when people say that it's not. It's like it's got fucking snow and it's got Christmas lights. It's got Christmas music. Fuck you. It's a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Keep going. Home
It's all
Alone.
right.
Home
Home
Alone.
Alone. Of course.
Both Home Alone 1 and 2 I can put in there.
Yeah.
But Home Alone originally.
Yeah.
Christmas Story.
Yeah. Yeah. Come on now.
Yeah, right. Charlie Brown Christmas, which
Yeah.
they don't play anymore. They play like 1 or 2 times during Christmas now, if you didn't notice.
Yeah.
But,
You have to stream it somewhere.
yeah, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the original one, the cartoon, right?
Yes.
And How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the original cartoon. They usually play them on Channel 4 or 5 one time, and my dad always records them and shows me.
Yep.
When I was a kid, I always looked forward to watching those because as a kid, they would put them on like once or twice. My dad would be like, "You gotta come in and watch this because it'd be on the TV guide or whatever."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Okay." So those were considered.
Yes.
And I put on their Bad Santa. Obviously, that's a Christmas movie.
Of course.
It's a funny Christmas movie.
It's great. Both of them.
An
Both of them are great.
alcoholic, yeah. But here comes the good part because these are the ones I put on here that I consider Christmas movies that some people don't, and I don't give a shit what people think anyway. Right?
Okay.
Obviously, my top number one that
Die
most
Hard.
people are gonna say is gonna be Die Hard.
Die Hard.
right?
Of course, that's a Christmas movie.
If
The dude's trying to go home to his family
during Christmas.
during Christmas. I mean,
right?
come on, dude.
There's Christmas trees. They're in a building. There's something.
Exactly.
there's
Christmas
a
music
party.
playing, the Christmas party.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might not happen on Christmas Day, but it's fucking Christmas.
It's
movie.
Christmas. So
I mean, come on, dude.
if anybody wants to debate me, I'm telling you right now, you're gonna lose.
Now, one you want to question with that is Die Hard 2. Yes, there's snow. Yes, there's Christmas music, stuff like that. But I don't know exactly when that one takes place. I haven't seen that one in years.
They're
but-
in the airport.
Yeah, when they're in the airport, the guys take over and stuff like that. I remember all that. I remember all the snow and all stuff like that. I just don't remember if it was like early December, if it was after what. But I just remember one of the cops in it just stares at the camera and goes, "Merry Christmas," all like,
Yeah.
like that. But I don't think it took place on Christmas or
No,
near it.
it didn't. But it was right around it. Right?
Okay.
He was come home to see his family on Christmas.
Right. So yeah, that I guess the weekend.
I don't know if
that's-
they say a date or anything, but it doesn't matter.
Right.
It's the whole.
Exactly.
Does the movie have Christmas themes? stuff?
Exactly. Yes.
Reindeer games.
I've never seen that.
Okay. Well, a lot of people debate and say it's not a Christmas movie, but it has a lot of Christmas stuff in there.
Why do they say it's not?
Because it's not a Christmas themed movie. Like it's the same thing with a lot of people. It's like because it doesn't have Christmas in the title or it doesn't have Santa Claus in there
Right.
or something.
Doesn't
it's
have to.
Right. Edward Scissorhands.
Oh man.
Throwback with Johnny Depp.
Yeah. That is during Christmas time because they got lights up on their houses.
Yep.
He makes it snow.
Yep.
You never see Santa Claus though. I don't think.
Nope. They never get into Santa Claus, but there's a lot of Christmas stuff.
Yeah. So it's around Christmas time at
Yes.
least. Because I don't think because they were barbecuing
Yeah.
and having like summer
Well,
parties
it's
and
weird.
shit like that.
They show like different time frames of him being
Exactly.
in there. So like it's like a summer, and then they go to fall, and then they
Yeah.
go back to winter.
Exactly.
Is it considered a Christmas movie? I don't know. So a lot of people say it is.
You personally, what do you think?
No, I don't.
You don't? Okay.
I don't consider
I think it happens in December. I don't think it's Christmas.
Yeah. Okay. Here's another one. Lethal Weapon.
The first one?
Yeah, the first one.
What was the first one? I can't remember that one now. I know it had Gary Busey in it. I don't remember if that was Christmas at all.
It is Christmas.
Is it? How is it?
Yeah, because he's got a Christmas tree, and they drive the car through the house, and the Christmas trees.
Oh yeah. You're right. Yeah.
So it's.
Is it a Christmas movie?
I don't think it's a Christmas movie per se, but it's taken on Christmas, so some people would consider it a Christmas movie. Right?
Okay.
I think to me it's Christmas.
Okay.
In that movie.
All right.
But it's not all about Christmas, right?
Okay.
Trading Places.
That is more of a New Year's movie for me, anyhow. Because they have the Christmas party. He's dressed up as Santa, but then they screw the guy on New Year's. So that I don't think it's a Christmas movie.
I think it's Christmas because it's cold outside. They got Christmas trees everywhere, all the lights and all the.
Yeah,
bullshit.
true. And they give gifts.
They give gifts and stuff.
Yeah.
So I think it's got a little bit of Christmas. And plus,
It's more of a holiday one where you got mixed Christmas with New Year's.
yeah. So.
Okay, I'll give you that one.
Batman Returns.
Oh man, no, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No, just because there's snow on the ground, because obviously it has to be cold because of Penguin.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember if there's Christmas lights in there or anything, any Christmas tree, anything like that.
I think there's a little Christmas. They have a Christmas party and some stuff like that in
Okay.
there, but I don't think it's.
Yeah, I don't think that's a Christmas movie.
Okay. I don't know.
That was a good one though.
I don't know who put this one on here.
Oh.
But I don't remember it all in that. But I don't think it is. Actually, you know what? I can consider it maybe a little bit. Rambo's First Blood. I don't know why this was.
Why? Why did they? You don't know why they did that?
If you go when he's going through the town,
Yeah.
and he's in jail and all stuff's going on, there's Christmas stuff.
Yeah.
There's lights outside. There's
Yeah,
people dressed up for Christmas.
Yeah, I
there's
give you that.
terrorizing the town. So I
Okay.
think that's why some people have that considered in there.
Okay. That's why I wouldn't expect that one.
Well, here's the last three I got on here. Pretty funny. Ghostbusters 2.
Oh. Yeah, I think that would be one because you got. Oh no! Shoot, nothing. There's no snow on the ground. There's no. I don't think there's any Christmas lights. I know her apartment's decked out a little bit in Christmassy, but no, I don't think that is no.
I don't think so either.
Okay.
I just thought that was funny.
That is funny.
Now, some people consider this a Christmas movie, and some people don't. I consider it a Christmas movie.
Okay.
I don't know how you don't. Scrooge.
Of course, duh.
Duh,
It's
Bill Murray?
Christmas. Yeah, it's a Christmas story. What is it? Christmas Carol, whatever.
Yeah,
just
yeah.
done with Bill Murray.
Right. So I thought people were like, "Oh, this is about Christmas." It's like everything about it is with the spirit of Christmas
Exactly.
and all stuff. So it's like I'm not gonna argue about that one.
Yeah.
And then probably last one of the ones I have on here too, obviously we're talking about, is Gremlins.
Of course, it is.
It has to be, right?
Yeah, it
During
has.
Christmas, the Christmas tree, the water spilt on them.
Right.
You know, the presents are everywhere. Like
Yep. Snow.
snow.
Yeah. That's what I don't get. That's I'm gonna put my little rant on this one. Yes, I consider it a Christmas movie, but if you can't get the motherfuckers wet with water, what is snow? Right, frozen water.
Yeah.
So what the hell? Another thing that it's a little continuity thing I've always wanted to yell at somebody about was, okay, when you first see Stripe and the 3 or 4 whatever guys, the first time Gizmo gets wet, there's like 3 or 4 of them because what's his face spilled a bunch of water on him. Duh. Okay, then you got later on the science teacher puts 1 drop of water and 1 comes out. How much water exactly is needed, other than like 1 drop, to make a gremlin? Because you know, Stripe jumped in the water. They came out with like thousands of them. You know, what kind of shit is that? And they're drinking beer. What's one of the things with beer? Water. Right. And it's just the whole water thing. It's just like, really? And you can't feed them past midnight. They don't know what fucking time it is and stuff like that. They're just gonna keep eating. Right. So what the fuck?
I don't know. I've always wanted about that movie too. I heard rumors that they might remake it.
No, I heard there's gonna make a third one, not remake it.
Okay. So
But of course, you never know.
They're not gonna reboot it.
I really, really wish they went along with the original idea for it. They had like the mother's head gets chopped off and gets put in falls down the stairs and falls in the and they put it in the microwave. There's other bloody scenes on there. I wish they would have made that just so I could see it. Just I'd be curious of how Steven Spielberg do that. You know, after he did Jaws and the other like E.T. and shit like that. See his dark side, so to say.
Yeah.
Because you know we've seen like the Jurassic Parks and we see all these other movies he's done. You know, now he's done West Side Story.
Yeah. You saw, I don't know if you knew this, but the reporter in Jaws is one of the guys that's like one of the directors or writers or producers or something.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I found that out as an Easter egg.
There's a lot of Easter egg stuff from Jaws that coincide with things later on in other Spielberg movies. And of course, Mallrats has a shit ton of Easter eggs from Jaws too.
See, I didn't know that until you told me that with the Kevin Smith stuff. I don't know.
Yeah.
Is he a big fan of that or something?
Yeah, he's a huge fan of the movie Jaws. You know.
So to me, that was my list of Xmas movies and non-Xmas movies. Now I could throw a bunch of other ones in there that are just very obvious, like Jingle All the Way. Or
those are obvious.
What else is a big one that people?
You ever seen Funny Farm?
No.
It's got I think it's not Madeline Kahn. I can't think of her name.
Sounds very old movie.
It's Chevy Chase. Him and his wife are retiring to move to the country, and just shit goes to shit. The movers come 2-3 days later, so they had to sleep on the floor. He's trying to write a book, and there's bird shits on the window, and it's just funny Chevy Chase kind of antics go around. Well, they're trying to sell their house, and and the whole townspeople hate them. So they said, we will pay you $50 if you dress up and act like these people in these old school magazines. And it's like the old towny the whole town tries to do it. And it happens around Christmas time. So I'm not sure if that's considered a Christmas movie because it's just towards the end it says Christmas and the rest of it isn't. I don't know.
I don't know either.
But it's a funny movie if you want to check it out. Like I said, it's got Chevy Chase in it.
I'll have to check it out. I don't know if there's another list of more. I think these are like some of the standard ones that I found and I remembered on top of my head. Yeah. Obviously, there's more Christmas movies and things.
There's a fuck ton of Black Christmas.
Yeah.
Okay. The original Black Christmas I can't remember because it's stuck in the 70s, but the newer one it takes place in Christmas, but it has nothing to do with it. It's like the girls go on winter break, and murder and stuff happens. Which I totally don't agree with this movie because it's really fucking stupid, honestly. And me personally, I do not recommend it to anybody. It's that horrible. I mean, it's like really, you know, there's like a evil being takes over the what you call it, the campus or the kids that are doing all the killing, shit like that. Okay, what you got here?
So looking at this real quick.
IMDb,
they got It's a Wonderful Life, which is one of my dad's favorite movies.
Yeah, I've
number
never
2
seen
is
it.
Die Hard, which a lot of people don't consider Christmas, but I think that debate's kind of been over. The Christmas Carol. Yeah. There's Rudolph. There's some ones we've named down here. Elf. Look, hold on one second before I go down this road.
Okay.
I know a lot of people who like Elf. I fucking hate it.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Same here.
I do.
It's not funny.
I do like Will Ferrell. I don't think he's funny. I think he's trying to encapsulate being a grown up as a child, which I think he does fine.
But
Kind of like in what's it called, Step Brothers. But his comedy on that movie, I don't know why so many people like oh, it's singing and he screams real loud. It's like, can I see him or where's he at or something? Like he's so excited. I just find it very cringe. I know a lot of people are like, oh, you're fucking weird or whatever about this, but I just don't find him funny as Will Ferrell in that movie. A lot of people don't like Will Ferrell.
well, for me, Will Ferrell has to have someone to bounce off of to be funny. Like he had John C. Reilly in Step Brothers. He had multiple people from Saturday Night Live, but just he can't do a movie where he's with himself. He has to have a co-host that's like up his ass, kind of like a David Spade, Chris Farley thing.
Yeah.
He had to have a tag team partner.
He's always done that.
Yeah, he needs to in order to be funny. But like you said with Elf, he didn't have anybody.
I just don't like the movie Elf. I don't give a fuck what anybody thinks. I'm just gonna say it. Like my opinion, whatever.
Yeah, well, fuck you anyways. Yeah.
I don't like it. Hey, look at that. Trading Places on here is number.
Of course it is.
So I see. I was right.
That's IMDb says.
A Nightmare Before Christmas.
Of course, yeah.
How the hell did I forget that one?
Yeah, me too. Even go on. We talked about it earlier.
There's a top 100 on here, so there is a lot of movies.
Yeah.
Batman Returns.
Batman is on there. Okay.
It was set during Christmas.
Yeah. I didn't see Lethal Weapon yet. Whoa, Graduate, really?
Graduates
Go
on
up,
there.
go up.
Krampus, of
Was
course.
yeah, of
Hello.
course that.
Like who the hell?
Was that the Graduate? Right there. Go. Nope, down.
I don't think that was a Graduate.
Yeah, right there.
That's the ref.
Okay.
Last
Oh yeah. With Dennis Leary. Yeah, that was a good one too.
This is I'm thinking in my head. I had this in my head earlier and I was gonna talk about it as a Christmas movie. What's the movie with what's his name? The guy that plays I think it's Ed something. He goes to pick up he's a step Dutch. One of my dad's favorite movies.
That's one of my favorite movies too.
That's a Christmas movie. Right?
I think that's Thanksgiving.
Is it that?
I think.
Is this one of your favorite movies?
It's been years since I've seen it. Put Dutch movie or something. Yeah, Ed O'Neill.
That's right, Ed O'Neill.
Yeah, and Ethan something.
I like it because obviously there's some hockey stuff into it.
Oh yeah, that too. Yeah. $44. God damn.
That was for DVD.
Still, fuck. That's fucking crazy.
I think you're right. I think it was.
I'm pretty sure it was Thanksgiving. I know there was snow on the ground, but it happened in Chicago or whatever, which doesn't really fucking say anything. I also, just for argument's sake, a lot of people will say is planes, trains, and automobiles.
Oh yeah.
But that's Thanksgiving too, I think.
How did I forget that one too?
Right, but for me, it's got to be a Thanksgiving movie. Was it no, nothing?
It doesn't really say if it's Christmas or not on here. It doesn't say Christmas. It doesn't
Look up the synopsis there, the storyline.
Thanksgiving.
Okay,
Thanksgiving.
there you go.
Thanksgiving.
There
So
you
you
go.
were right.
I love that movie. That movie's fucking awesome.
I need to download that and put them to Plex.
I think it is on Plex. I think I asked you for it.
Did you?
I think.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure.
Nope. I don't think I downloaded it. If it was already on there, probably then.
Whenever I go on Plex now, it gives me the option to download.
Does it really?
Yeah, at the top. I was like, oh, okay.
So anyway,
Yeah.
I forgot about that movie. I thought that was.
I love, that movie's fucking awesome. Ed O'Neill, anything he's done is like hilarious to me. Of course, Married with Children, but the other stuff too.
Yeah, Just Friends is a good one.
Yeah, that's definitely a Christmas movie.
I could have looked up more and more of these, like the Fat Man one. I thought was terrible.
That was fucking horrible. I watched it the other day.
It was a very terrible.
I just watched it because you mentioned it last year.
Um,
It's a good premise, but no.
Nick's Nuts. That wasn't a good movie.
I haven't
Friday
seen
After Next.
I've never seen that, but I know you can tell it's Christmas.
Well, there's Reindeer Games on there.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not your movie. And like as you go down this list, obviously the movies get worse and worse.
Ernest Goes Saves Christmas, of course. Yeah.
So anyway, I think that's my list of what it is. Like there's obviously probably more not Xmas movies
Yeah.
than movies on there, but I think
For the gist of it.
Yeah.
There's so many people want to argue about this and that, but they don't look at every single detail. They see like snow and the trees, and they're like, oh, it's a Christmas movie. Well, it can happen beginning of December because people in Northwest put theirs up right after Halloween. You know, that kind of shit. It just depends. But-
Yeah, and
And
I'm just trying to think. Sorry, brain fart. Just trying to think. It's like during Christmas time, well, while we're on this movie topic, I get this kind of trying to think. We do Christmas movies and stuff like that around the holidays, but we actually don't. Sometimes we put Christmas movies out during not Christmas time, which matters to me. It's like Halloween movies that come out during not Halloween
It's like,
movies.
come on, dude.
So I don't know why we do that, but it's like even like you know some of the Marvel movies going out right now, which actually was pretty smart. Like Hawkeye is a Christmas-based holiday movie or TV
Did you see
show.
Doctor Strange trailer dropped yesterday?
Yeah, I saw it because I've seen the trailer already because it was Easter eggs trailer and Spider-Man. But yes, I did see it. It looked really good. Yeah, one day you'll be as cool as me and keep up with all the stuff. But yeah, during this, I don't know if you want to wrap this up or not. But if you got anything else,
I get nothing.
I don't know. During the holidays, I guess one last topic we'll talk about and then we'll wrap it up is there's a lot to be thankful for during the holidays, and I think at the end of the year you kind of start thinking about like when family's around, things that you kind of like take for granted. Mm-hmm. You don't think that's thankful, but then there's a lot of stuff that you don't, and you just like to bitch about shit.
Yeah.
During the holiday season, and I do get that. I'll just say this: at the end of the year, the only thing I ever get really bitchy about, besides my wife sometimes about stuff that we bicker about, is just work. I think at the end of the year, people always ask me, and this is something if people know me personally, why I save all my PTO, which is pay time off. If anybody doesn't know what that acronym means, for work at the end of the year, is because I need to save my time off for the end of the year because I need a mental recharge and a reset for like my mental health. Because at the end of the year, obviously there's nothing going on at work and most people are checked out and burnt out. But two, so I can have time to sleep in. Now I have a family, so I get to hang out with the family. But I just like time to myself because I don't get any free time. So at the end of the year, if I do work, dude, I'm just a bitchy motherfucker, and I just don't want to be at work at all.
Right.
So I feel like when I get this break for a couple weeks off, I usually take off somewhere between 21 to 25 days with my PTO and some of the free days they give me off during the end of the year.
Yeah.
It's worth it. I think more people should do it because I feel like a lot of people like look down upon like, oh, to take PTO, you have to be going on vacation or doing something. It's like, bitch, like my favorite thing to do is be a staycation. It's like, why is it such a horrible thing to be an introverted person who wants to stay at home and enjoy what they want with their family?
It's your fucking time
during
off.
COVID, I get it, but it's like, if you're a man, I think men get this more than women, but it's like, take my time off, I get to enjoy myself, get to sleep in, get to do whatever I want. There's no, even though I like having a routine and stuff like there's no routine going on through the day. There's no schedule, even though you always have a schedule and stuff with kids. I think for me personally, and I can't speak for everybody, it's like I just need some time off. I need a charge. It's like even if I was a business owner, I would do this at the end of the year.
You should. I mean, especially people who work in like big businesses or even like assembly lines or the rooms where you really have to work and people depend on you. You need a mental recharge.
Yeah.
Sometimes weekends is not enough because a lot of times they'll fucking call you on the weekend and go, hey,
I just think over the years of all the jobs I've had after, besides working the one I do now, which I'm not going to name, it's just a better work environment during the Christmas days, but it still sucks because I'm not really into it at the end of the year. By the end of the year, I'm so mentally checked out, but like these other jobs, it's like every other job's their busiest time of the year, like retail, food, everything. Everybody wants to go out and celebrate and do stuff and spend a bunch of money. So it's like being a kid, I remember working during the holidays, and if I wasn't working, it was enjoyable. Don't get me wrong, I like going to the mall during Christmas. For some reason, it's looked down upon to go to the mall nowadays because of the chaos. I kind of like to go there obviously I grew up going shopping as a kid, but I like to go people watch.
Yeah.
I like to go window shop, as people call it nowadays, because I find gifts I wouldn't find online and things you wouldn't find with normal gifts, which I always find fun, which I didn't get to do this year, which I'm kind of pissed off, which I might do after the holidays, because sometimes you find better deals after the holidays.
Yeah.
But stuff like that, I like that kind of stuff, and I think as time's going on, people are trying to go back to the original traditions. For example, people are like, oh, I want to get away from going and shopping for video games and movies at Blockbuster. Well, I think eventually that's going to come back. A lot of people don't believe it, but I think there'll be a resurgence for it, just like styles come back every 20 years.
Right.
I think malls are going away at one point, but I think they're coming back. I think people like to get out of their house and shop. Like not everything is about buying it on Amazon.
Well, because you got to try it on. That's the problem. You know, that's why I like Target and stuff like that. Because you have to go in there. I'd like to go in there and try the shit on, see if it fits. Because a size 3X here at Target might not be the same as 3X at Walmart.
Right.
Yeah, it's the same T-shirt company, but different. For some reason, it's a different thing. Which is, I'd rather try it on. And this was with Amazon. You have the wardrobe thing. You have it for like a week or whatever the hell it is, and you have to take it back. You know that takes away something from like my time from me because I have to go take it to wherever the nearest UPS store or whatever and just send it back to them. You know, where I can just try it at the store. If it doesn't fit, okay, done. I'll move on to the next one.
I mean, I know they have like Amazon like wardrobe now,
Yeah.
and they send you free clothes. You try them on, you don't want to send them back, but it's such a pain in the ass. It's like I want to try the clothes on now, and I like them, I don't. But there's good things and bad things depending at where you're at in your life, whatever. We have the convenience of doing both. I just don't want to lose some of the stuff, and it's like I went shopping this year, but it's like cool. I went to Walmart and shop, but it's like I like going to the mall.
Yeah.
It's just a tradition, you know. Not that I go all the time, but for like during Christmas time, I thought it was always cool. Seeing all the lights and all the people and all
Yeah,
stuff.
seeing Santa.
Um,
You know what? There is no Santa Claus. Or there's the guy in a suit.
But I don't know. Do you have anything that you want to talk about, like for that topic before we wrap it up? Like, wasn't there some things you want to talk about that something about like just bitching around this time of the year?
Yeah, people. I'm going to bitch about people being bitchy during the summer break, pretty much this time of the year, because people, it's like the end of the world for some people. If people don't know how to drive, people don't know how to say excuse me, people don't know how to shop. They're just always in the way and always bitching and moaning whenever you try to get shit done. Because a lot of times I'm a guy, I like to get my shit, go to the store, get my shit, leave. I'm not going to go every single fucking aisle, look at every fucking little thing, touch everything. I'm not like that at all. And just some people just get on my nerves with that. Because you get to the slow people in line in front of you, or you'll get everybody crowded up, and you got Ethel and Merman, they're all sitting there talking together, and they're blocking shit. It's just like, dude, just get your shit and get out of there, You're the reason why we have COVID.
Yeah, exactly. I think there's some truth to that, too, because there's times where I go shopping, and it's like, I go there, I know exactly what I want. Now, don't get me wrong, there's things I see and stuff.
Yeah, of course.
Like,
but still.
I want to buy that, or I got something I shouldn't have got, but overall, I don't spend an extra hour or two unless I don't have anything going on and I want to sightsee or something. It's once in a blue moon, but I think that's true for a lot of men, maybe even a lot of women.
Some women too, yeah.
But I do get what you're saying. But going back to the people walking slow, I think I've said this on another podcast with you or somebody else, but over the years I've observed, and I'm sure people realize this too, but maybe not just me, but people walk how they drive.
Yes.
So if you walk slow and you drive slow and you drive like an asshole, most time people walk like that when they're out in public. Yeah. Because I'm always like really fast when I get to where I'm going and get moving. Dude, me and my wife, I think people probably think we're marathon runners. We'd walk in the mall because we're walking behind someone like they use your pace and then someone's just slow and it's like we just fucking speed right around them. I'm like, that's what I do in a car. Yeah. So I see people do that in the mall as well, but
then you get those people that keep changing lanes. It's like pick a fucking lane. You're kind of
doing their shopping carts and that stuff, but yeah, I don't know. There's a place I like to go to on holidays. A place I want to avoid. Walmart's one of them. I don't like going up there, but they have so much stuff. I hate going up there.
Yep. And you always walk out with more shit than you need.
I know a lot of people. I'm gonna say it again. A lot of people probably think I'm weird, but it's like until the malls die off, I'm always gonna go up there. I still like going up there. I guess I used to be a mall rat, if you want to say it right. So there's some type of nostalgia feel for there as well. Right. But besides that, during Christmas, I don't have a lot of places I like going shopping or being out, obviously because of the convenience of being online and finding everything online.
Right.
But I don't know. I don't have anything else really to bitch about because I don't know. It's just always work stuff with me. Like during Christmas time, it's like everybody wants to get off work. Those people are like, I want to work during the holidays because I want to be around family and be around people. So it's like I kind of want to be not around those people. I don't know. I just kind of like want to, during Christmas, I always want to blow everything off. Yeah. Besides like hockey, like movies.
You just want to do your shit.
Yeah, I don't want to think.
Right.
And the other reason I like Christmas time, and a lot of people are going to disagree with this probably, is because there is no stress in Christmas. There is with the setting up the trees, kind of bullshit and presents, but there's no stress with any outside work as a man. So I don't have to worry about doing yard work, keeping the house up outside with the Joneses and keeping
Right.
up with everybody. So like that to me, like it's like me putting away that part of my life for 6 months,
Yeah.
and then I don't have to do anything or whatever, how long we have it.
Right.
It's like from fall to like March.
It'd be nice if it keeps it up like it is now with the weather. You went through the driveway.
Exactly.
You know, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, so like that's another reason I like the wintertime during Christmas. But I'm a cold weather person.
Yeah.
I like the cold weather.
Yeah.
I sweat a lot. I enjoy the cold weather. Don't get me wrong, I love the sun, being out there too. But
It's still cold weather or something like
I
that.
just fucking hate the heat. I don't care
Yeah.
if you drive a boat or if you're in the fucking water all the time and you like to drink beer outside or not.
Right.
To me, it's just more enjoyable. There's just
Yeah.
less shit you have to worry about in the cold. But that's just me personally.
Yeah.
So.
Grass is dead. You don't have to worry about it.
Oh no, I guess I could keep rambling forever about stuff. But
Yeah, I think you could too.
Final words, anything?
Final words. Well, Merry Christmas, everybody, and Happy Yule, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy all the other shit that happens this month, or for your religion, wherever you are.
Yeah, I won't say Happy Holidays. I'll say Merry Christmas because fuck
Yeah.
all you guys. And
Exactly.
that kind of stuff, because you know what? At the end of the day, it's like I don't care what religion you are, or what you celebrate. Is like we shouldn't discriminate against everybody else just because someone likes to say Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays. You know, fuck what everybody else thinks.
Right.
It's like, you know, if it's Happy Hanukkah, Happy Hanukkah. Like cool.
Yeah.
You know, we can celebrate and wish everybody a happy whatever.
Yeah.
Let's not just say one's better than the other because this offends me. It's like, dude,
It's like fuck you. We've been
There's
saying
my
Merry
one-
Christmas for how
there's
long
my
now?
one thing I'll bitch about during this time of year.
Okay.
People afraid of offending everybody because not everybody's Christian or not everybody's Mormon or not everybody's this. And it's
Right.
like, okay, well, why can't we just be thankful and celebrate it all and
Right.
just wrap it all into one thing and say,
Exactly.
say just Happy Holidays? Fuck you. Happy Holidays. Fuck you. How about
Right.
that?
There you go.
You know, even at work they say that shit, or even in people's like email chains or whatever. Like when
Right.
people are out of office, they'll like
Yeah.
Happy Holidays, and the first thing I'll do is reply back. It's like, well, I appreciate you saying give me a Happy Holiday. It's like, why don't you just celebrate what the fuck you want to say? Everybody like have a wonderful year, New Year, and Merry Christmas, or whatever the fuck it is you want to say, right?
Exactly.
You know,
Merry Christmas or fuck you.
Merry Christmas, Zoltan, like whatever.
There you go.
I don't care. Like it doesn't bother me. Like I don't put enough effort into worrying about someone
Right.
else's religion or doing something. Like that is
Exactly.
the last thing I'm worried about, or what they fucking celebrate and how they say it, how they celebrate it.
If you want to sacrifice a goat, power to you. Just tell me where it's
It's
at.
like me walking to a place and they're wearing Chinese New Year's and I'm not celebrating it. I'm gonna get offended over or something. It's like,
Yeah.
what? Like shut the fuck up. You know, I don't know.
What do you mean you don't celebrate Cinco de Mayo?
Exactly. So, all right. Well, I think that will wrap up the podcast, guys. Thanks for listening to our Christmas podcast. If there's anything else you guys want to hear us talk about or ramble about, leave us a like. You know, comments.
Smash that like button.
Smash the like button.
Subscribe.
Follow us on the socials.
Tell your friends.
Don't tell your friends.
Don't tell your friends.
No, tell your family.
There you go.
Then your friends.
Don't tell your neighbors.
Don't tell your neighbors.
Don't try this at home. Go to your neighbors.
Yeah. So, guys, have a good, happy holidays. Merry Christmas.
Fuck you.